Coming up on this week's edition of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
We'll introduce you to some cattle operations that have made conservation a priority as we highlight the 2025 winners of the Environmental Stewardship Award. We'll also examine why this program is so important to the future of the beef industry.
And now, NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
Hello and welcome to Cattlemen to Cattlemen. I'm Kevin Ochsner. Thanks for joining us. For more than 3 decades, the Environmental Stewardship Award Program, also known as ESAP, has recognized the nation's best operations for their outstanding stewardship practices and conservation achievements. These regional and national winners are honored for their commitment to protecting the environment and improving fish and wildlife habitats while also operating profitable cattle operations. Today, we're introducing you to a few of the regional winners for 2025 and taking a closer look at their operations. So how are the ESAP winners selected and what do they mean to the beef industry? Joining us now is Jerry Doan, chair of the selection committee. Jerry, why is the Environmental Stewardship Award Program so important to our industry?
Well, we've got to tell a really positive story in the cattle industry and tell how we're improving water quality and how we're improving these natural resources, regenerating the natural resources the good Lord gave us. And so it's really that award and being able to get on that pedestal and tell consumers that we're the solution to a lot of these issues that we have, how we sequester carbon in these grasslands. Yeah. And how important these grasslands are.
Yeah. So give us an inside look, if you would, into the selection process, the criteria that's used, and just how you evaluate these regional and national winners.
Sure. Well, there's 15 people on the selection committee. They come from universities, from conservation, and then producers like myself. And it's quite a process. We get some really good applications, and it comes down to sometimes we're splitting hairs a little bit because really good competition, but it's fun, just a great group, and I've been proud to be a part of it.
Yeah. And it seems to me that not only is this program very appropriate in terms of helping tell our stories to consumers, I found it to be inspirational to other producers. How does this program inspire other producers to adopt some of these tools and technology?
Well, I think it really does. If you take our ranch in North Dakota, for example, we've had a lot of tours at our place, and so we tell them about the Environmental Stewardship Award, and it gives you a bit of a platform to tell a story. Not that I'm any smarter than I was before I won, but you're able to tell that story. And one of the reasons we do agritourism on our ranch is to tell a positive story about agriculture, which I don't think we do very well in a lot of cases.
There's no doubt about that. So not only is this a very prestigious award, but I've seen the emotion that comes from families like yours when you win this award. What does it mean to be a national winner?
Well, it's just, the honor is just unbelievable. And I saw it the other night when we picked the national winner and they came on the stage and they were shedding a couple of tears. And quite honestly, it teared me up just a little, just remembering back when we won. Again, it gives us a platform to tell a story. And, I get out and speak quite a little bit across the country and tell the story of the positive things we do in agriculture and particularly in the beef business. And this award has given me a little more of that platform to talk from. So I'm really proud I'm the only national winner from North Dakota, and I've always said I didn't win this for us. I won it for North Dakota and all the producers that do a lot of great things for the beef business.
And you and your family continue to be wonderful spokesmen for our industry. We appreciate it, Jerry. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now, if you'd like to find out more about the Environmental Stewardship Award winners, see photos and videos, or even learn how to nominate someone for the award, visit the website environmentalstewardship.org. NCBA represents cattle farmers and ranchers in 7 different regions around the country. And accordingly, there is one winner of the Environmental Stewardship Award from each of those 7 regions. Let's visit the state of Kentucky to check out one of the honorees.
don't take care of the land, it's not going to take care of you. So I'm a firm believer in taking care of what you have. It's something that's got to be in your heart. It's something that you want to do, and it's just something you got to enjoy doing. Hi, I'm Mike Wilson from Whispering Hills Farm here in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. I bought the original 75 acres in 1999. It hadn't been touched since 1971, so it was all grown up, real woolly, very thick. But I also didn't want to go head over heels in debt to go out and buy a nice bluegrass farm. I got the farm at a very reasonable price, which made it worthwhile for me to come in here and clean it up and turn it back into a working farm. Anderson County has some good flat crop land, and it has some hilly land, kind of like what we've got here. But you're not gonna crop this land. So I mean, it's either cows or just let it grow up. On the front of it, I got an Indian Creek that runs through it. And on the back of my farm, I have Hammond's Creek right at where it runs into Salt River. And I'm trying to keep those creeks as clean as I can. So the big thing's not to overgraze when you put them in the field. One thing we do to help keep soil in place is rotational grazing. Rotational grazing is taking your farm and splitting it up in different paddocks, whether it be 3-acre fields, 5-acre fields, 10-acre fields. But try to have enough paddocks to where that you can move your cows around in each paddock and be off of that first paddock for, say, 27 days at least, depending on your weather and what time of year it is. If you try to at least keep it 3.5 inches, the photosynthesis will have the grass come back much quicker than it will if you eat it down to like an inch or so, where it don't get a lot of photosynthesis and it's gonna be slower to recover. And if you do that long enough, you'll find when you have a drought where your neighbor's farm is drying up, yours still has some green to it. I built 2 heavy use areas to feed the cow in winter months. I can feed with my tractor and not even get off gravel. So you're not out here compacting soil but trying to drive a tractor across a wet field and tear your field up as bad. The less you compact your soil, the better the grass is gonna come back. I'm always looking for new ways to make this farm profitable and sustainable for future generations. I got one young son now, that's his dream. I like to see it pass on and keep going. So I'm grateful for what I've got. I'm grateful for what I've managed to accomplish, getting it cleaned up. But it took a lot of sweat and blood to get it to where it's at now, but I can look back on my accomplishments and I'm very satisfied with my results. It's just a joy.
Coming up, we'll introduce you to 2 more operations that have made stewardship a priority as we continue our look at the 2025 ESAP regional winners. Stay with us.
Cattle producers across the country work hard to care for their animals and their land. The USDA's Natural Resources Conservation Service is there to help. Find out how you can work with NRCS to develop a conservation plan for your operation. Find possible funding resources for implementing conservation practices, or get free expert advice on ways to improve your farm or ranch. Visit the website nrcs.usda.gov today.
Are you concerned about the impact government policies could have on your cattle business? One way to make your voice heard in Washington is by joining NCBA. When you join, you'll be part of the nation's oldest and largest national cattle industry organization that has a professional team working in Washington, D.C. on issues that matter to cattle-producing families nationwide. Don't stay on the sidelines. Make your voice heard by joining NCBA today at the website ncba.org.
Today, we're highlighting some of the 2025 regional winners of the Environmental Stewardship Award. Let's meet the winners from Florida.
Love of this land is what I've always had. Every action we do supports open space, clean water, and better beef. My name is Mark Overstreet. We call this ranch the M&D Overstreet Ranch. The M&D stands for Mark and Debbie, which is my wife. I don't know what I'd do without her. She's been a godsend.
Mark really has no limits. If he sets his mind to do something, he's gonna do it. There isn't gonna be any stopping him. He's gonna find a way to complete the job.
We met by accident, and here was the tragic event that occurred. Mark was in his pickup truck with a friend, and he had his .30-30 rifle in the back window. And he hit some kind of a pit or a hill or a bump. The rifle fell out, discharged, and shot him in the back.
I learned at a very young age, especially when I got shot in the back and got put in a wheelchair, that I learned that land didn't quit on me and I'm not going to quit on it. We had a piece of property up there on the river. It was about 560 acres. We sold that in '82, gave the money to the University of Florida and started up the spinal cord research.
The first land that was quote unquote protected here was actually taken through eminent domain. I think what most stands out to me about Mark and the M&D Overstreet Ranch is this whole story, because it could have very well been one about tragedy, governmental overreach, and urbanization, but instead it's a story of triumph, of philanthropy, and of conservation.
Mark has conservation in his DNA. He believes in protecting the land from inappropriate growth.
We want to keep running cattle on this. We don't want to sell it off so that, somebody could come in here and put a business or a gas station or subdivision. It needs to stay just the way it is.
Strong grass makes strong cattle.
We are here on approximately 1,000 acres where we have it pastured off, where we can rotate cattle from one field to another to make sure that the grasses don't get overfed, so that he can give the grasslands and the pastures the rest that it needs to properly grow back.
You have to rotate cattle from field to field, because if you eat it down too low to the ground, when it tries to come back, what happens? You've taken away all the grazing. Debbie and I love this ranch because it gives us the freedom to be out in the open spaces.
Mark and I hope that it stays just the way it is, so that our grandkids can continue to run the ranch and that they will enjoy it like we do.
My grandfather taught me to leave the land better than I found it, and that's what I intend to do.
Now, when we come back, we'll introduce you to another outstanding family as we continue our look at some of the 2025 regional winners of the Environmental Stewardship Award. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
When the herd's hungry, John Deere balers deliver. High-capacity pickup powers through the heaviest windrows. Experience baler automation with speed, gate, and weave technology, allowing you to do a better job with less effort. Built-in features track moisture and weight, while you monitor and manage it, all from your phone or display. Because every bale matters, and so does the equipment you trust.
Join the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. There are big benefits to being a member. You'll get industry news in the National Cattlemen, email updates in the NCBA Beef Bulletin, plus discounts just for NCBA members. Join by calling 866-233-3872 or online at ncba.org.
Cattlemen and women are dedicated to managing their land and cattle in a sustainable way. They want to leave a legacy for future generations. For more than 30 years, the Environmental Stewardship Award has worked to honor these caretakers of the land and to share their stories. To find out more and to learn how you can nominate a farm or ranch for the Environmental Stewardship Award, visit the website environmentalstewardship.org.
We've already seen two great operations as we highlight some of the 2025 winners of the Environmental Stewardship Award. Let's head to Region 3 and meet the winners from Iowa.
We're constantly thinking, how could we do this better? And we really feel like cattle are a really good enterprise over here because overwhelmingly for us, they're positive for the environment. Hi, I'm Jack Smith of Smith Family Farms, and we are located near Bankston, Iowa. Great-great-grandfather immigrated from Ireland to a farm that we still own today in 1853. The farm has always been operated by our family, and as far as I know, it's always included cattle. We have a beautiful old historic barn. It was built in 1917, and my grandfather had it built, but he just didn't build a barn. I think he took care to make it look nice. I kind of find that cool.
It's a big old kind of landmark type barn. It's been there for, I guess, 108 years now. It's an impressive structure. We worked 30 pairs through it yesterday, but yeah, we use it all the time. I'm in there every day.
Our stewardship philosophy revolves around three things: no-till, cover crops, and cows. The big thing is no-till fields can infiltrate a lot more water in a big rain event. So instead of having that water start running right away and contribute to flooding, we feel like we can store more of it, and the more you store, the more you drought-proof your farm.
We've got a lot of earthworms, smaller worms, and they're important because we view them as our tillage tool. Those worms have big ecosystems, highways that they live in, and they make our soil more porous so that it can breathe and also allows the water to infiltrate better too when it does rain.
We want to be no-till farmers to hold soil in place. And then we are cover croppers because we feel like that's really an important tool for the environment. Not only does it provide some feed for our cows, but we feel like we're sequestering nutrients that might otherwise leak into the groundwater or leak into the rivers. So we just feel like it's well worth the effort to plant a cover crop.
The other reason that cover crops are really beneficial, it gives us the ability to not have to take the cows to grass. So our pastures can get ahead. And if we have grass stockpiled before it gets dry, that makes a big difference.
And then the rotational grazing in the summer is just maximizing pasture time, just to try to not have to feed until combine or crop residue time. So basically we're just setting it up as getting the most out of the acres that we have and trying to get rest periods to keep the roots going and keep the grass growing. Stewardship means to me is just trying to do better, a little bit better every year. It's more or less just seeing what's working and what nature wants to do and just not fighting it.
I think our system now, it's as productive as it's ever been. We can kind of prove that based on how many cows we're able to run on the acres that we're running.
Conservation is a good word, but we need to do better. My choice of word is regenerative ag, where we can actually improve soils rather than accept the status quo. I'm proud that during my time as stewards of these farms that we really have made them better. They were handed off to us in really good condition though, but I think we have made them better.
When we return, we'll wrap up this special edition of Cattlemen to Cattlemen and show you one more award-winning operation. Stay with us.
Join the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. NCBA is the oldest and largest national cattle industry organization working to defend your interests in Washington, D.C. And there are big benefits to being a member. You'll get news you can use in the National Cattlemen, email updates in the NCBA Beef Bulletin, plus big discounts only for NCBA members. Join by calling 866-233-3872 or online at ncba.org.
Did you know you can get reimbursed for attending cattle industry educational events? The Rancher Resilience Grant helps cattle producers attend valuable programs such as Cattlemen's College and Stockmanship and Stewardship training sessions. Local, state, and national events qualify, and you can get money back to help cover registration fees and hotel costs. To apply for the Rancher Resilience Grant, go to the website ncba.org and click on the Education and Resources tab.
You've already seen some great stories about families who make their living on the land and their outstanding conservation efforts as we honor the 2025 regional winners of the Environmental Stewardship Award. Now, let's check out one more great operation, this time from Texas.
I think that conservation and good stewardship has been a mindset of our family from the beginning. If we weren't sustainable here on the McFadden Ranch, there's no way we would still be in business for 6 generations. My name's Bob McCann, and I'm the 5th generation of my family to manage the McFadden Ranch here in Victoria, Texas. My great-great-grandfather, James Alfred McFadden, put the ranch together in about 1877, and we've been here ever since. We have a cattle breed called the Victoria Brayfords here that my grandfather and my great-uncle started breeding in the 1930s, and so it's part of our heritage out here. One way that we protect and improve this land is through our rotational grazing systems. Our main philosophy is just to take half and leave half, and sometimes we don't get quite half. So as the year goes through, we feel like we're stockpiling a little bit of reserve, and then when we get in the tough times, we might have to use that reserve a little bit harder. We have many droughts that we have to contend with, and then we have years where we might have 60 inches to deal with. But with our rotation system, we're able to kind of make it through a lot of these stress periods because of the grass base that we have. The rest period, the other thing I'd like to say about that is if you're on a continuous system without any rest, you're not going to have a lot of these species that are going to provide really good protein and nutrition during the stressful times of the year.
Our rotational grazing system has reinvigorated the native grasses and made the system more resilient. If you're not using the ground properly, the soil's not going to stay together, and you have some massive rain events, and then you're just going to have tons of erosion. So, I mean, from an erosion standpoint, the rotational grazing is where you want to be. I don't know if there's anywhere else really in the country that has to deal with brush control like we have to, but we wouldn't have a ranch left if we didn't do that. We don't necessarily clear all the brush. We leave plenty of cover to wildlife because that's important to us too. What we do is just try to strike a balance between the two, and we value both at this point probably equally. Stewardship to some degree to me means trying to formulate what would make future generations happy and also serve the needs of us here today. The best thing you can do is just make sure that you pass this asset on in as pristine a condition as possible. For us, it's easy because we've been doing it for decades and generations, so it's second nature.
We've been blessed to have this piece of land to take care of it, give it to our next generation in a better condition than when I took over. Without that foundational base of stewardship, we may not still be in business, but we've been in business for over 150 years at this point, so we feel like we're doing some things right.
For this week's Legacy Photos, we've got some beautiful images from the award-winning operations we highlighted in this episode. Let's have a look. Well, that's our time for this special edition of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again next week right here on RFD TV.